There is so much to be thankful for. Take a look around and see everything we have within us, everything we want to be. All we need to sustain and keep us arise on time as we prepare. Let us thank God for our blessings and all His precious love we share. There is so much to be thankful for. Take a look around.
Our theme this month is cosmic connections. And I'm really gonna want to start out down here talking to y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
Camera follow her.
How are you? Yeah, you look great. You look better from up here, but you look great down here. Yeah. You know, I started the week kind of from this vantage point. Sunday we had a meeting. It was a good meeting. Talked about the state of affairs at the center. And it wasn't the best news, but it wasn't the worst. And we know that we're moving ahead. We'll steam ahead. And then, you know, I don't know if there's this thing called election going on right now. And you might have seen something on Tuesday night that may have been a little, I don't know, if you're like me, disturbing. Let me say before, in all seriousness, I wish the president well, and I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. And so please don't misunderstand anything I'm saying about it. And I really want to see everybody well from COVID. And Tuesday night was, you know, it kind of got me, you know, and if you follow, most of the people get their news from these days, Twitter, which is also disturbing. But I actually watched it firsthand and still a little disturbed. And so as I always start preparing my talks a couple of days or maybe a week ahead, it's hard to get to the vantage point when you're kind of stuck down here in that human place of what's going on. Yes. And so I remember Mary Morrissey telling a story in Prosperity Plus One where she talked about going hiking. I believe it was Wayne Dyer. I might have made that up, but I don't think so. And Wayne was quite a bit ahead of her. And he's like, Mary, you have to come up here. And there was a vista where he could see the whole valley around him, beneath him. And she's like, I can't see it, what are you talking about? And so she had to get to where he was. And he was a little higher up than she. The vista's still there, the beauty's still there. It's just she had to come from that place and get to that place. Now, oftentimes, for me, what gets me to that place of seeing the perfect unity and seeing with perfect clarity is through song. I'm a music girl. And the song that hit me after Wednesday, after I decided to, probably not going to be the best idea to be on Facebook, was, well, you know, I tried anyway. I had to give it a try. And yeah, I was even more disturbed. And so Cheryl and we had gone somewhere and we were singing. You know, I got a new car, I got a convertible, and so I play this music very, very loud, and Reverend Cheryl hates that, which really kind of tickles me. And oh gosh, sorry, Reverend Cheryl. But I was playing the Black Eyed Peas, the song "Where's the Love," right? And I play it here often. But that song, what came to me immediately, sometime Wednesday after I decided I shouldn't be on Facebook, were the words to the song, some of the words to the song. I'm not gonna read all of the lyrics.
Sing it.
Oh, no. Because then I'll have to, you'll run me out of here. It starts off, what's wrong with the world, mama? People living like they ain't got no mamas. I think the whole world's addicted to the drama, only attracted to the things that'll bring the trauma. It goes on and says, madness is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how anger works and operates. Man, you gotta have love. This'll set us straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love. Father, Father, Mother, Father, help us. Send some guidance from above. Because people got me questioning, where's the love? It goes on. Where's my other? It goes on to say, a couple more lyrics down. The truth is kept secret and swept under the rug. If you never know truth, then you'll never know love. Where's the love, y'all? Come on. And so, it starts, as I always say, it starts with me. I could start from the place of my judgment, what my version of what was said and how I decided to take it was on me. That's on me. But my job is to bring the love, right? And so I can't bring the love from that place of judgment. Because I've still got to do my work. No matter what goes on out there, I've still got to do my work so I can change out there. Because I'm part of the world. And so, just hearing the song and hearing the lyrics and knowing that this is the truth, y'all. This is the truth. And so my job is to bring that truth to each person that comes along my way, along my path. It's not always easy. It's simple. I sometimes know in mid-sentence, you feel like, I should not let that come out of my mouth. I should not have that feeling. I'm not perfect. I don't profess to be. Reverend Cheryl will certainly tell you that I am not. And all of you probably know that I am not perfect. And still, I think I do my best. I think I do my best. But there are many of us that don't always, even though we know truth, there's one truth with a capital T, and then there's the small truth. I think we all recognize that divine intelligence, the creator, whatever you want to call it, God, is love. I know everybody in this room does. And I'm thinking that is really what most people feel about divine intelligence. I think most people know that that's where we come from, and that's their belief system. That we're creating the image and likeness of that love. And so, our job is to be that love. It just is a natural, you just kind of go back to where you start, it's just a natural following. It just makes sense. And so when we hear it, when we walk into these doors or whatever Science of Mind Center or whatever church you go to for that matter, there's one universal principle. There's the golden rule. We all kind of aspire to live from that place. We want to treat people how we want to be treated. And so I've got to do my work. Some weeks it's easy. This seemed to be a particularly tough week in that that's where I started, basically. Then I remembered why we have classes on Tuesday nights. And then I had a book study on Wednesday. And so that helps me get back to that place of, yeah, that's who I am, and this is who I really am. But without that, I don't know how I would do it. And I know there's different ways that we all can do it. But that's how I do it. I look for, one of my favorite things when we were all here together, way back when in March, was standing in the line, the receiving line, when you guys come through, and we wave and you say hi, and well, actually, right before that, I did the affirmation, and I look at the unity amongst this group, the diversity and the unity, and that just almost brought tears to my eyes. That's that moment of perfection and clarity, that all is good, that life is perfect, and this is how, if the world looked like this, what a different world it would be. And so that's what I look for. So I look for it in music, I look for it, I'm not a hiker, but some people that enjoy nature, they hike and they get that kind of, the beauty of it. Because sometimes we get caught up in the craziness and the chaos of it. Oftentimes, particularly in political season. And the divisiveness from which we are living right here and right now. And one of my prayers is that, through this whole thing, and as we know that President Trump gets better, that we shift into that place. I saw President Obama wishing him well. And that's what we need to see more of. We all have different opinions. We don't have to agree on everything. But we've got to get to this place where, you know what? I love you. You love me. I may not like what you say or what you do, but I love you because you are, just like I am, a child of the Most High. And so once we get back to that, then we can move forward, as opposed to, I don't mean any disrespect, moving backwards. It's time to move forward from that place. And then the other thing that struck me in the song, I don't know if I read the lyric, but can you practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Again, ask Reverend Cheryl, I'm not always perfect. I'm not always perfect, and so I have to remember that as I make mistakes, sometimes people have to turn the other cheek for me. Sometimes I might not say things as kind, in the kindest way that I could. Sometimes I might come off maybe a little disrespectful, and it's never the intention, and it happens. Doesn't it happen? You guys, doesn't it happen, y'all? It happens.
Yes.
And so I have to be willing to, as others make mistakes, sometimes I just have to say, you know what? Turn the other cheek and let it roll off. Knowing that we're all in this world doing the best that we can. And so if you're just like me, you probably know that. You probably know that. And so as all of that led up to Friday hearing about the president and him being ill. And so because I had done the work through the other few days ahead of that, I could come from a place of love as a place of somewhere else that I don't ever want to be caught. Where's the love? Where's the love? And so we wish the President and the First Lady well. We know that we're all going to be safe. We're knowing that we're all moving in the direction of more love and more light and more acceptance and more that feeling of unity that is the United States of America. Reverend Joe.
A little standing ovation there.
Thank you, Sarah.
You want to put it down? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Where is the love? If you don't know truth, you can't know love. How old is that song?
It was written in 2002.
2002. A lot of, still some twos in there, huh? 2020. Yes, as Stacy stated, our talk, this month's theme is a conscious cosmic connections. But I actually wanted to know about consciousness. So I looked it up in the Science of Mind textbook written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, as some of you might know. Oops. Yeah, get rid of the tissue. And I start there because when I first started preparing, when Stacy told me I had to do part of the talk, oh gosh. I'm glad she admitted that she's not perfect.
They already know.
It really helps me out a lot there. Cosmic consciousness, perception of the whole. Supreme intuitive knowledge of the divine order beyond and above the intellectual faculty of comprehension. Now that's a lot, huh? Cosmic consciousness. But then, let me see. In the sign, then I keep going because you told me I had to speak to page 353 because I do research in our textbook. Where else would you do it, right? I would ask you different questions after I read this to you. So let's see here. Well, I'm on the wrong page. And I thought I marked it. I did. Cosmic consciousness is not a mystery. It is the self-knowingness of God through man. And the more complete the operation of that power, the more complete is man's, woman's consciousness. Their conscious mentality. For the illumined do not become less, but more themselves. More themselves. And the greater the consciousness of God, or spirit, or the divine, whatever you want to call it, the more complete must be the realization of the true self, that divine reality. Now, cosmic connection would be when I look at you, because our talk title is Just Like Me, I see that illumination. I see myself in you. And that's what the work is about, is to get to that place where I recognize our oneness. Because that is what it's about. Because one love, remember? One love. I would ask you what your spiritual practices are. Now, Reverend Stacy said, I'm not a hiker. Reverend Stacy, she might have been, well, I don't know. But, different things are different practices. It doesn't have to be meditation. It doesn't have to be, it could be so many things. I would, walking my dog, being outdoors in the morning when it's a little cool, those kind of things. Because how we connect with spirit, the divine, God, or whatever you want to call it, is how we connect to one another. I know how I connect with my furry friends is how I connect with other people, with real people. And I might do it better with them, I'm sorry, but I'm still practicing better with the dogs. So what are your spiritual practices? And I'm just asking you that so you can think about that, because have you been skipping them? We are in a pandemic and we're kind of a little shut down. How are you practicing? Are you skipping them because you have so much to do? You leave the house after connecting with your inner selves and spirit, because that reflects on everything you do the rest of the day, Why is that? Love? Because we have to let go of whatever story we heard on the news that morning, whatever story we were telling ourselves because of what we heard on the news that morning. We just have to let all that go and release it to spirit. And just be fully present, not only with ourselves, but with God and the world, because you're going out into the world. And how you present is very important. And I promise you, a lot of you do not know how you present. I know I usually don't. You have to ask someone. Now there's a little exercise we've done in different retreats that we ask someone to say, how do I present? And I promise you, I can't imagine that you would like the answer. Because I don't think any time I've ever done that exercise, I've never liked the answer. Even though I don't let on that I don't like the answer. Because if we leave the house and we are at peace, guess what? The world around us will be more at peace, or at least seem more at peace. You know, what does your face look like when you leave the house? Are you grumpy? Are you happy? Happy? Are you just there? Like, I gotta go to the store. I gotta go run these errands.
Attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
Attitude of gratitude.
Yes. You know, I personally find it hard to be at my best if I'm not doing my work. And I would say, isn't that right, Practitioner Daisy? Do you agree? I know you agree. Or when I'm taking care, because when I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking care of the world, believe it or not. Just like me. It's only one. It's hard to be the best when you're not at your best. I mean, especially if you're not feeling well, and a whole lot of factors we can put into that. But you can't be your best if you're not being your best. Okay, have you ever gone to the store, any store? I remember when Target was the only store that we could shop at. I mean, for clothes even, because everything was closed. And I'd never bought clothes from Target before. But I did in April. But the clerk is just obviously not having a good day, because they're kind of mean, or they don't say anything to you. Don't even acknowledge you. They take your stuff and run it through. They don't even say anything. They point to the thing and how much you owe. Yeah, I've been through that line before. Yes, absolutely. But the one day we went, Reverend Stacy and I went to Target, and this lady, she was, I want to say she was joyful. It was nice to be in her line, because she was, I love my job. I'm glad I have a job. And we were like, oh. And then she went to, but she hadn't had her break, and she's so thirsty, and oh my goodness, but I love my job. And so of course, me, being me, Starbucks is just across the way. I go and get her a venti glass of water with ice. You know, water's free, just, you know. And I brought it to her. But I knew when we were done shopping that I was gonna go and get me a hibiscus tea, because I love hibiscus tea. I like my own personally, but I settled for Starbucks that day. And I bought her one as well. So she was very hydrated by the time we left. At least she had opportunities to hydrate. And the lady, she was like, no, I could hear her telling Stacy, no, she doesn't have to do that. And Stacy's like, I can't stop her. I can't stop her. You know, I mean, how many of you, I know I am not the only one. Have you gone to the store and had a grumpy clerk? Yeah. I know I am not the only one. But you know what? You have the power to turn that around. It could be just a smile. It could be just, how are you doing? And, you know, brace yourself, because they might tell you. Just as she told us, she's glad she has a job, but she's thirsty. Oh my goodness. Just a smile, because smiles are contagious. It's just like laughter, you know, to me. Just make an attempt to connect. You know, even I know there's going to be people that won't, no matter what you do, short of dynamite, they will resist that connection. But still, that doesn't mean don't try. I think you should still try. Now, the law of reflection, Ernest Holmes, our founder, speaks about that on page 197. It says, in turning, I think I have a slide so you can read it yourself maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if I sent it. Yeah, in turning to the law, realize it is a law of reflection. Life is the mirror of king and slave. They're the same, doesn't matter. What we reflect out to the world reflects back to us. When we smile at the world smiles back. We change our reflection, that of God reflecting through us. And what comes back is the same, if not more. If not more. Now, I've said it before, and I think some people have quoted me before, but I say it all the time. When you pass the mirror, and you look in the mirror and something's out of place, do you fix the mirror or do you fix you? Because I promise you can't really fix the mirror. You can only fix you. You know, if I have, well, unless you're Reverend Stacy, you ask me 500 times a day, do I have a hair out of place? She's saying, shh, I'm telling secrets, right? But you fix you, you don't fix the mirror. You know, I have an exercise for us to do that you might enjoy. You don't have to participate, but I'm going to ask you to repeat after me, but I'm going to ask you to do it to yourselves, okay? It's sort of a meditation, so let's just take a deep breath. Even those of you on the patio. Just bring your awareness to this moment. I want you to bring to mind someone, a person that you wish to build compassion with. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone you don't even know personally. It could be a loved one or a complete stranger. It doesn't matter. Someone that you wish to build compassion with. Someone that you might have a difficult time with. That would be really not good. Now I'm going to read this statement to you, and I want you to repeat it silently in your mind. And as you see that person in your mind, just, keep them in your mind as you say these things. Just like me, you are seeking some happiness in your life. Just like me, you are trying to avoid suffering in your life. Just like me, you have known sadness. Just like me, you want to be loved. Just like me, you were once an innocent child. Just like me, you are a spirit having a human experience on this journey called life. Just like me. Just like me. Okay, you can come back now. Do you see that person in a different light, perhaps? Because they are your reflection, whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not. Because the connection that is happening when we connect with ourselves, with Spirit, God, the Divine, or with one another, is just the same, the connection. It's all the same thing. So I'm saying let's get connected and stay connected. But I want to read you, I read this usually, I've gone through his 365 Days of Living, Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. And this particular passage is called, I Am One with All. And it makes me think about the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and everyone. We're all just trying to get home safe. I believe that. I believe that whatever happens, everyone is trying to get home safely, period. I am one with all. I and the Father are one. Perhaps the most difficult thing for us to realize is that one life runs through everything, one presence manifests in everything, and one person individualizes through everyone. But unity does not mean uniformity. We do not all have to be alike, think alike, or act alike. But the world is learning that we must all act in union. The infinite one manifests in infinite variations, each rooted in the one, but each divinely unique in its own right. Good, bad, high, low, across, above, and beneath. We are all one to the infinite mind. I'm asking you to find your union with life. Find your union with life. I want to continue to call my home the United States of America. Sometimes I don't feel that we're united. But I do know the truth, and the truth is that we are one. We are one, people. We are one. One love. Namaste.
So, if you all would just close your eyes with me and take a deep breath. And as we all connect with one another, and we connect with that one source, that one power, that one life, we go about our day knowing that each and every person that comes along our way on our journey today is just like us. They're all from that same God stuff, that same divine intelligence, that same one love, one life. And so, because we recognize that today, it is a good and very good day. It is absolutely perfect. And so this is the way we start our week, and this is the way we continue our week. And so until we meet each other again next Sunday, I just know that it's all good and very good. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And together we say,
And so it is.
Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.